Hey there folks, got an OU battle for you today. Last time I uploaded an OU battle with this team, I got some feedback, some really constructive feedback saying why are you using this and not this? Specifically, I was getting the sense that my Aegis Slash set was for crap, and people were wondering why I was using Mega Gardevoir when Sylveon would work equally well, in fact better. So I thought about it and thought, well, really there's no good reason. So I went ahead and rebred my Aegis Slash, which was a lot less hard than I thought it would be, and I made myself a Sylveon, by which I mean I bred an Eevee, brought it, gave it the moves that it needed, brought it to Gen 6, and evolved it. So yeah, I lead off here with my Landorus, as he leads off with his Victini. I wasn't sure whether it was Scarfit or Scarfit could probably have taken out my Landorus, so I had to go switch out first turn, and the fact that he switched out first indicates to me, doesn't that mean that he's Scarfed? Question mark, question mark? I'm not exactly sure that's how it works, but anyway, it seems so far like it was a good move. Unfortunately, my switch-in was not as good as his switch-in, so I'm going to have to switch it right back out. I go out into Aegis Slash as he goes for the Stealth Rock. So, hey, not running Defog. You notice I didn't lead off with my Galvantula, it's because I thought he might be running Defog on his Skarmory. No Defog means I really should have led off with Galvantula. How do I know he didn't run Defog? Because he has freaking, yeah, I mean, if he was going to run Defog, he wouldn't have the Stealth Rocks as well. I mean, some people do that, but it seems really weird. It's counterproductive, but whatever. I think I'd actually, at this point, rather stay in with my Hitmontop and just go for the Rapid Spin. I mean, yeah, he can just set up rocks again, but I'm thinking that he's just going to keep on Whirlwinding, in which case I might go out and someone who can take this guy out. And indeed, here comes another Whirlwind, and plan is going so well. I'm actually hoping Galvantula comes out, but I don't quite get that lucky. So here's Bo. This is Bo, my shiny Sylveon. Legitimately bred. This is not made in Pokesave. I don't do that if I absolutely don't have to. And so far, I've only once had to, and that was for that Chansey that you saw on my Uber's team. Here I go for Wish as he goes for another Stealth Rock. You know, Wish works just as well. It's just a good idea. I was just thinking that he'd keep going for Whirlwind, and it would mean that someone would get recovery somewhere at some time. Here is the weirdest switch of the game. Why would you send in a Pokemon that's weak to Fairy in on a Fairy? Not sure at all, but I end up going out into Cosmic F. The Intimidate attack cut is nice, but honestly, I wish I'd stayed in and gone for the Hyper Voice. Especially since it turns out that Hyper Voice would have done a decent amount to Skarmory. I'll put up the exact number in the notifications. But go for a Rapid Spin here, at least I get rid of the stones, and that way if Galvantula comes in, its Focus Sash is secure, and if Dragonite comes in, then its Multiscale is secure. So Cosmic F is going to switch out right here. Going to go back out into Bo. Bo should be able to deal with this guy no problem. He goes for the knockoff, and so I'm thinking, well, look, someone's going to have to get something knocked off. I'd rather it be Bo's leftovers, all things considered. Maybe there are other things that could have been knocked out that would have been better, but I don't know. Anyway, Bo here goes for the Hyper Voice against Victini that's resisted. I don't know what the rationale was for fire resisting Fairy, but it's annoying as heck. So here he goes for the U-turn, and Bo just stays in protect itself. I switch out on the off chance that this is like the Life Orb set, and I go out into, well, then why did I go here? I don't know. I was thinking that this would be a good switch-in, and it wasn't a bad switch-in, but really I should just stayed in and gone for more Hyper Voices, gone out into Hitmontop, I don't know. This appears to be an okay matchup for me. Oh, another knockoff. Well, right, but I have a plan here. Plan is go for the switch out, evidently. Not sure why. Should have just gone for the King Shield, gotten his attack lower, but I guess he could have been the bulk upset and that would have been bad. Yeah, so Bo goes for a Wish, as I'm just expecting to switch out, and it would be nice to have someone at full HP. So Gaudi, so this guy is Spanish, at least according to the information that popped up in the battle. Now by Spanish I mean like from Spain, not like Hispanic, is how would I know his ethnicity. But Gaudi was a famous architect And is that the idea that because he's got the pillars that makes him an architect? I don't know. But whatever. It's an interesting nickname nonetheless. Stealth rocks are back up. We're just wasting turns for both of us at this point. I go for the Hyper Voice. I'm just curious how much it does. And it takes him out. And I kind of wish I'd gone for Hyper Voices sooner, especially considering this guy doesn't appear to have any real legitimate attacking moves. So now out comes Victini. I'm thinking that this guy's banded, not Specs. And so I'm going to see what he's going to lock himself into, and then based on that I'm going to make my decision of who to switch in. Goes for the V-Create. I actually calc that Bo could have survived with just a smidgen of HP, but I didn't want to risk it, so I got into Cosmic F thinking that Cosmic F should be able to take the hit alright as well, and especially considering it's going to get the Intimidate off. Unfortunately, I didn't actually bother running the calc, and here comes the V-Create, and based on this damage, Cosmic F. That's bad. That's really bad. Because now I've got no spinner, and I've got two Pokemon on this team who would like a spinner. So now I'm out into Billy D. Williams, because now I know that he's not Scarfed, and even if he were Scarfed, he's at -1, so I don't know why he stayed in. I guess technically everyone on his team is grounded and wouldn't like an Earth Power, but still, not sure why he stayed in. Spade is down. Probably Earth instead of Flaming Spade. Anyway, now out is Alakazam, and I figure, look, the worst you can do is Psyshock, and that's not going to kill. But he has the Hidden Power Ice. I should have realized that based on how he was using it. But, I mean, how was I supposed to know he had Hidden Power Ice? I go out now into Motoko. Yeah, so the reference is one of my weird, like, two, what's the term I'm looking for? It's a reference to a reference. It's not like a direct reference to anything. It's, so Kusanagi is the name of a mythical Japanese sword, I'm told. Basically the Japanese equivalent of Excalibur. And Motoko Kusanagi is the protagonist of Ghost in the Shell. So it's kind of like a reference within a reference, and just designed to piss up. I don't know. So unfortunately, so I went for the stance change here to get back into shield form. And really that wasn't the best thing. Here is where the Sticky Web could have really helped me, because Garchomp... Oh, actually, so two cases. 3 if you count. Yeah, so he's got a lot of Pokemon that I would have preferred to be slower. But Garchomp especially. So now I'm going to go out into Hugabug, thinking that he's... I think I was thinking I could take the Earthquake. But Garchomp is kind of amazing, and Mega Garchomp has like 171 base attack. Yeah, ain't no way I'm surviving an EQ. I mean, it's neutral. It's not like I resist it. It's neutral. And Hugabug is dead, and I've got no Sticky Web. So that's like, well, that sucks. But, Bo here is physically defensive at basically full health. Basically, I said he's after Stealth Rock. So I think I can take one. And I can hit back with a Hyper Voice. So out now comes Gaudy, and I just go over the Hyper Voice. I mean, the switch was fairly obvious, but he didn't have anyone who would really work for switching. So critical hit doesn't matter because I outspeed, and I could have just KO'd in 2. But yeah, so now out is going to come Alakazam, and I'm not sure how well I can take hits from Alakazam. And he goes for the Psyshock, and it's not Psychic, and I'm like, ha ha ha! That's awesome! That's so awesome because I'm physically defensive. Yeah, people... Okay, so no one laughed at me, but the recommended set for Sylveon is specially defensive. So, man, am I glad I went physically defensive, because Garchomp, I can take a hit from Garchomp, and I can take a hit from Psyshock from Alakazam. So that's awesome! And I'm thinking here, you know, all 3 of his Pokemon are going to be taken out by Sylveon, so I just need to keep Sylveon at high health. That's the trick here, keep Sylveon at high health. So I'm going to get Sylveon back up to full, and then I'm going to kill this guy. He gets a freaking crit, but you know what, didn't take me out. I figure I can just keep going for the Wish Protects, and the crit will have not mattered in the long run. So I Protect here again. This is just wasted time, I guess you could say. So now I'm going to be back up to 3/4. I wish that I still have my leftovers. The leftovers would be really nice right now. Really, really nice. So yeah, I'm going to have to attack at some point, but I'm not doing it quite yet. Honestly, I'm debating with stalling it out until I'm out of wishes. That might be a little bit extreme. Probably not going to do that, but so I think I withdraw Bo here because Bo is at good HP, and I figure there's another move I can do here, which is send out Motoko. He's at low enough health that a Shadow Sneak should take him out. That's not going to do anything. It's resisted. So, yeah. I figure Shadow Sneak should KO, and that should be fantabulous and wonderful and amazing. So, stance change, going to go for the Shadow Sneak, and that's going to be a dead Alakazam. So the moveset, by the way, this is the Smogon recommended moveset. This is King Shield, Shadow Sneak, Shadow Ball, and Sacred Sword. Really great neutral coverage, really great wall breaker, and interestingly enough, it's quiet nature. I had no idea that the standard set would be quiet. It's plus special attack, plus it's a 252 special attack investment, 252 attack. HP investment, 4 attack investment. It is, you want this thing to be slow because you want to attack second. I don't think I can take an Earthquake, even in shield form. So I'm going to do a really risky play and go out into Huff, my Magic Dragonite, who lives by the sea. And if he goes for the Earthquake, that's awesome. He went for the Earthquake. Huzzah! Huzzah! And now I go for the Extreme Speed. And it's banded, but it's not going to take him out. I was thinking I needed some higher damage. I really should have, actually, in retrospect, I should have sacked Motoko. It was the least useful considering that I got Extreme Speed. But I got into Bo here, and I know that Bo, or I hope and pray that Bo can take one. I hope it can take one Earthquake. That's all I need is to take. And it's down, and I survive on 40, and Bo is going to go ahead and use Hyper Voice, and that is a dead Garchomp. And now I have won this game. I am so freaking happy because, yeah, okay, fine. His Weavile is going to take me out with an Ice Shard. Or, any attack, really. As long as he doesn't go for the Swords Dance, and if he wants for the Swords Dance, then he dies to a Hyper Voice. So Bo faints here. I was actually kind of hoping that I might be able to take an Ice Shard, but... and Life Orb set is good, means no Focus Sash. And so the plan here, I think I can actually take a Night Slash in Shield form. I can take a Night Slash in Shield form, but I want to do this. So he's got knockoff, so that's slightly more power. But attack is now down to -2. I have won this game. I have won this game, and I am so freaking happy. Here comes the knockoff. Ain't gonna do jack. Critical hit. Critical hit. Critical hit. Critical hit. Critical hit. Why? Why, God, why? I'm gonna try. Yeah, so my character's trying to jump off the cliff. That's the only option at this point. Jump off a freaking cliff. This is ridiculous, folks. This is ridiculous. Just one game without game-changing hacks, please.